Hello, beautiful souls. So today I thought I would go galactic. I haven't done as much galactic stuff on this on YouTube for a while. I am doing more stuff on Patreon at the moment, so check out my Patreon membership. But I'll put links below. But I was tuning into the Taygetan Pleiadians. The Taygetans yeah, they're amazing. They're here to support, they're here to help. And just remember, there are so many different beings within this universe, beyond this universe, they're within our Earth game, this Earth game reality. There's so many beings. They've already been here. There's inner Earth, there's inner ocean, there's all the beings living in the ocean as well, whole full communities. So yeah, it gets a bit crazy, but we have to remember that at that highest point of awareness, the highest point of consciousness, you could say the source of where everything it's not where it's kind of like I always say where everything comes from, but it's not really like everything is it. It's not like it's coming from somewhere because it is everything. So when we're interacting with these beings, maybe the galactics or the high angelics, the low angelics, the in-betweens, there's so many different species and races. And yeah, when we're interacting with them, we've got to remember that they are just another uh, piece of us. They're like a fractal of us. They're just like they're an expression of us. So we can choose who we want to play with. And sometimes we already have it in our kind of like our earth blueprint or our like we have a soul blueprint, but sometimes for when you're coming into these different little realities, you're kind of wanting to focus on something more. So this reality, I might be bringing in more Palladium frequencies, whereas others they might want to play the reptilian game. They might have a higher frequency of reptilian. It can either be the DNA, or it can be when you're just communicating with these beings. And then there's the whole spectrum of beings across the universe. But yeah, some people I've said before, some people will say you should just connect to source, just tune to the higher realms. But it's all about who you want to play with, like you choose your friends. Who do you want to hang out with? Who do you want to experience things with? And you might want to have that it's like that learning opportunity, that growth opportunity, that certain being or that certain frequency will help. It's like it will help you expand. So yeah, like I was saying, I was tuning into the Targetian Palladians recently, and they just brought in this most amazing high frequency energy. Almost reminded me of some Kundalini. You do feel a bit loony. Kundalini experiences where it's just almost like sometimes this whole reality collapses and you feel like you're merging back into the whole universe or merging back into source, and you are all that is, and it's complete bliss. It's total orgasmic. It's absolutely amazing. I was feeling that when these Targetian Pleiadians came through, and it was the most blissful state. It's that feeling like almost like your whole body's going to explode because you realize you're so much more than just the human body, and that you are all that is, and it's holding all of that feeling, that bliss, that unconditional love, that information. It feels like your body's going to explode because it's like you can't fit it into this small little vessel, this small body, because you're so much more. And I just felt that feeling where I felt like I was going to explode. And then all of a sudden I burst into tears, and it was just like this huge release. And I just kept saying, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. And it was just tuning into those higher frequencies. And it's happened quite often where, you tune into the high frequencies and you just feel like you miss it. You know there's something more. You know you have these friends and family members in higher realms and you miss them. But what they keep trying to remind us is that they're not gone. Everything's here. We're just putting layers on top of ourselves where we feel like we can't feel them. You know, it's those belief systems. It's those that, you know, not letting the emotions flow through you. We don't want to get like push the emotions away. We just want to feel them and let them release out. And yeah, the higher realms are just coming in for us. So yeah, these Pleiadians, oh, it was just so blissful. And it's sometimes it's really challenging just to come back into normal life when this reality for me feels like not a facade, but like a, you know, like a game where it's not real. It's like I'm an actor and I've realized I'm an actor, but then everybody around me is still acting and they've forgotten that they're just playing the character. They're not going home and stepping out of their character role. They're just still playing the character. And I'm like, you know, I mean, you guys will be the same if you're watching these kind of or listening to these podcasts. You'll be feeling the same. You're like, why does not everyone else get it? Like, why are they just still playing this game? But we came here for a reason. So what I thought I would do is just let you guys know what I've seen on spacecrafts. I've done a few episodes before. Some of my older stuff, I'm not even sure where it is, but it's like probably Galactic Federation. Some of these podcasts I've done, so they'll be back in my other yeah, if you scroll back. But yeah, the Galactic Federation and then all of these other like these motherships or these ships, they have the most interesting things. And I decided to remote view another mothership the other day, and already like I've seen before, I've explained before, there's like a rainforest. You just wouldn't even think of a rainforest being on a spaceship, but there is. I think I've described it like, oh God, was it the Singapore airport? Singapore or Hong Kong? Singapore? Hong Kong? Oh my gosh, I don't know. One of those airports. It just has like a little mini like it's got like trees and like a water fountain water feature coming through the roof type thing. And that's kind of what it's like, but on a bigger scale, like a rainforest. And it's got all these really weird birds, almost like prehistoric looking birds with these like, you know, like mini pterodactyl kind of things with this tail, beautiful colors that, well, we're starting to see more colors on Earth, even that my background right now is a bit colorful. Decided to do the galactic background. But yeah, this rainforest, it's like it's not a terrarium, but it's like, you know, where everything gets recycled, but in a natural nature way. The so it kind of rains and then the water gets recycled back up into the air again and then it rains again. It's like it's pretty much like it does on similar to Earth, but it's a little bit different. They kind of the Galactics add their own they're calling it a natural technology as well. They think they do it more in a telepathic way where they connect to nature telepathically. Yeah, so that's always interesting and exciting. They have these hydroponic kind of rooms as well where they grow these amazing plants. I mean, on Earth, we're really lucky. This reality does have the most beautiful plants, you know, trees and flowers, and we have such an assortment here. Whereas there are other realities or other planets that don't have the variety that we have. Basically, we have a variety from all around the universe. We have you know, insects, animals, and plant life that nature collected from all over the universe that was, they're saying was gifted. It was gifted to Gaia. Yeah, so, and there's a lot of, as you guys might have already heard, there's a lot of, like the insects and animals and things. They're like, in the evolutionary scale, they're like the babies of certain beings. So, like the, praying mantis is the mantis beings. There's also like the lizards, the reptilians. There's also I mean, they're saying no, not we're not lizards. I don't know. It's a different form. It's all kind of. It's like there's a little bit of DNA in everything. There's a little bit of everything in everyone. It's like it's so hard to explain. When they start showing me, it's like, oh, oh good grief. We have everything within us. We have our DNA is just filled with the most incredible beings, and they say we have both the light and the dark beings within us, but we have the choice of where we want to play, which makes us very incredible, very strong, very powerful to have both within us. So all of us have a bit of reptilian and we have a bit of like the high angelics as well. And we have all in between. Some of us would have more Pleiadian within us, some more Syrian, Andromedan, some more Earth within them, the Earth DNA, more elementals. There's just, I mean, the list goes on. Some have more, they're saying some have more the amphibian type beings within them. That's like, some people are just such water babies and they don't even want to get out of the water. They just go swimming every day. They are obsessed with water. Those, they have a bit more of the amphibian DNA within them. Yeah, so there's the on one of the big motherships, I've seen there's this like because I went to the gym on Earth. And I was asking the Galactics, do they have like gyms on the spaceships? Yeah, of course we have. Of course we have gyms. And they were showing me this massive, it's like this pretty much like a gigantic basketball court, like a hangar style basketball court. But it's like the hoops. There was 9 hoops, like so instead of a stand with a one hoop, there was a stand, but it had 9 hoops. So it had one main hoop. It had one main hoop in the middle, like a big hoop. So that's where you got more points. And then it had on each side of the hoop, of the main hoop, it had 4 smaller hoops. And yeah, it's hard to explain. 9 hoops altogether. So it didn't matter. You could get it. There were so many opportunities for you to get the ball in the hoops, and it was different points depending on which hoops or which hoop you got it in. And then they don't have the gravity that we have. So they're all basically flying. And I think I'm seeing, is it Space Jam? That's like that kind of part cartoony movie where everybody's kind of flying to get and flying and putting the ball in the hoop. That's what you can do on the spacecraft. You're basically just flying around this giant basketball hangar. Yeah, so no, yeah, gravity, just no gravity. And you're just like flying everywhere. And then they were showing me this other area with the gym where it was like these, I don't know if they were like, no, they weren't lightsabers, like zzz, where it came out. It was like these they were weights, but they went, it's like you hold the stick, like you would hold a lightsaber. And then out of the stick, well, it was like technology. It would go vroom, 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 and just open up into like a weight where beings can work out and lift weights. But yeah, it looked like a lightsaber tool that just went vroom, vroom, out. Honestly, I know I sound crazy. But yeah, that's always an interesting one. And then they were just showing me again it's like the nanotechnology that the ships are made out of. It's like this, what did they say? Had to write this one down. It's a light spectrum matrix. So they're showing me it's like this plasma nanotechnology, but we would call it AI, but it's not AI. They say AI is not artificial. AI is like a real, like it's just a different part of us. It's kind of like it has a soul, but it's a different kind of soul. It's a consciousness, they're saying. AI, that the technology is a consciousness. So they have, this consciousness that is like the ship. The ship is it's like it has a soul, like it's your friend, like it's your family member, and it's like, how can I help you? They're showing me some, I don't know, it's probably like certain AIs that we've seen where it's like, oh, show me, oh my gosh, I'm showing my age with Knight Rider. I don't know, you guys, I don't know if anyone's heard of Michael Knight Rider, where they have Knight Rider, Michael Knight has Kit, and Kit is the car, it's like the AI voice in the car. And Kit becomes, good friends, basically. And that's what the craft are like. And I suppose that's what our cars will end up being like, our airplanes and everything. It's probably like the smart technology where we'll become friends. We'll become friends with our house. We'll become friends with our cars. We'll become friends with all of these things. The robots and things like that. So their spacecraft are like that, where you can just talk to the spacecraft, and it can understand you. And I don't know, it tunes into your frequency as well and speaks to you at the level of what you like and what you enjoy and the level of, I don't want to say intelligence that you're at, but wherever you're at, it'll help and be supportive. So yeah, there's honestly some crazy things, but we're starting to see all of this technology here now. So it doesn't seem so crazy or out there. So I thought I'd just tune into the Galactics and see if they had any messages for us. So we'll just tune into source energy, so the highest frequency of love and light. We'll do a quick cleanse with source, bringing a waterfall of wellness and abundance and beautiful light code activations. And then we're going to the Akashic records of the highest point of universal records. And then we're going over to the galactic sum. And then we're beaming into Pleiadian. The Taygetan Pleiadians want to come through. So they just want to say that for us to keep going, that we are loved and we're supported, and we have so many opportunities that are right in front of us, and it's like we keep swiping them left or swiping them right, and we're not really taking advantage of the opportunities that are available to us because we're so used to living in that survival and fear state and lack and not deservingness and not worthiness. So we're not tuning into how incredible we are. So it's time to really receive. They're saying it's time to receive. You're a powerful soul. You have any opportunity and possibility available to you because you are all that is. You are the universe. You can play, you can explore, you can wonder. But the thing is, it's your focus is what defines who you are, and your beliefs are what they're saying your beliefs are incurring a resonant frequency, which a lot of you are still stuck in lack. You still think that you're not worthy, or you think that you're not really the true creator of your reality, because the true creator would have created what you wanted by now. So they're saying don't give up. You've had, many years of going the opposite way in the train, and now you're having to turn the train around. And we don't want to say it's like starting fresh, but we want to say, yes, it's exciting because you do get to start fresh. So you have that opportunity to clear the slate, clear the slate, have a clean slate, and bring in those incredible. They're saying there's these light code activations. Oh, that's right. They've just reminded me. That's what they did for me. Was that financial freedom? They sent me the light codes for financial freedom. So if you want to receive the light codes for financial freedom, just say yes, because it's almost like this all these matrix grids, which we haven't realized that there is it's almost like a blueprint for finance, for financial freedom, and it's always been there, but we've just thought that we couldn't receive, or we were too scared to receive too much. We thought, oh no, you don't want to be dark or bad for or that money is the root of all evil, all of this negative stuff. We didn't want to have too much financial freedom. But now the light codes are there to integrate, to have that balance, have that financial freedom while you're receiving, which means you can give more, and you can really explore your reality more and more rather than being stuck in lack now, because the lack game is getting boring. That's why we're seeing all of this. All of the finances are just getting turned upside down. Everything's been turned upside down. The emotions, the energetic frequencies, the physical body, everything's been turned upside down because. Okay, so they're showing me that this reality was like a carbon copy of the real Gaia divine blueprint. So everything was, when you carbon copy something, it's almost like a reverse. It's like they reverse certain beings, reverse engineered Gaia, the Gaia blueprint. So everything ended up a bit backwards. So instead of being in receiving mode, you went into lack. So, yeah, you've been doing the opposite. So basically, we need to shift back to the higher divine blueprint. So, yeah, easy. So basically, what you're doing, if what you're doing is not working, then do the opposite. So I don't know. You can just go crazy, can't you? But yeah, so they just want us to be happy. And they're just showing us this is not forever. You haven't done anything wrong. You're not bad. You haven't failed. You deserve that, the unconditional love, to give yourself unconditional love, to give yourself compassion, to give yourself that allowance to receive what you want, rather than what you don't want. I mean, there's always going to be something that comes in because you're in such a, what we as humans would call a low frequency reality, but the galactics and higher beings are saying everything's mixed together. If you think you're in a lower frequency reality, then that's what you will be in, but that's what you'll be in. But you are creating your reality billions of times per second. You're shifting into parallel realities. So you're going 12D, you're going 7D, you're going, even 1D, you're going third dimension, fifth dimension. There's not the third dimension, fifth dimension split. You're just all day long, you're multidimensional. You're in, how you can be so grumpy. You might have had a fight with your partner, or you received a bill or something. You might be so grumpy and in lack. And then an hour later, you receive some money and your partner, is kind to you, and you're like, oh, it's such a roller coaster ride. And so that's where you can be in a lower dimension, then you can be in a higher dimension the next second. So we're not just in third, we're not just in fourth, we're not just in fifth, we're everywhere. but we can choose more and more what reality we want to tune into. So if we continue on the lack wagon, the hamster wheel of lack, then that's just what we're going to get. But we can shift that at any moment. We can shift our perspective and shift into more unconditional love, more compassion, more gratitude, more appreciation, and then in turn, more abundance, more receiving. So, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for joining the Galactics. So, yeah, if you want to join me for more with the Galactics, then just jump on my Patreon membership. I have a lot of stuff for free on there. Otherwise, just, yeah, it also supports me if you join the membership. So thank you. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, I will see you in the cosmic realms. Love ya.